Okay, so today, to deepen our connection with our food a little bit, we're gonna play this game where we cannot use anything that has been pre-made or pre-prepared in anything that we eat all day long. And we're gonna see how that goes. It's pretty much like everything has to be from scratch. You are going to feel what it's like to have to do it all yourself, to have to participate in the entire process. So things like pre-chopped chicken cutlets or whatever, that's like not gonna fly. You can't do that. Pre-chopped vegetables, nope. Things in a can, nope. Even things like condiments or sauces, those are pre-made, so nope. You can't use like ketchup or soy sauce, even though typically we even think like, oh no, I'm still making it from scratch. I just had to pour a little ketchup in it, or I had to pour a little soy sauce in it. Like, nope, because they're pre-made. Somebody else made them for you, and you got to buy them in a bottle already done. Now, was your whole dinner done with just that thing? No, but still, they're pre-made. It is something that is pre-made, pre-prepared, and you're gaining the benefit of using it and like shortening your process a bit. So that's not possible. Anything that's been pre-made, pre-prepared, pre-cut, whatever, no. Okay, the one exception is like maybe, because I used the like cutlets example, like no, your chicken can't already be like cut into cutlets, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have like a whole chicken and you've got to like pluck all of the feathers out. With meat, you can cheat a tiny bit on that. Like sure, the animal could be prepared for you, but like play true to this game as much as you can. If you're like, well, I'll just go without meat and then I'm a winner at this game, okay, cool. Or, if you do know that you could go and get your own, chicken or hunt something or whatever and actually do the plucking and the whole processing of the meat yourself, yeah, all the better, because then you're really taking it that step further and like participating in the entire process from scratch of your food and how it gets handled, how it gets prepared, and like start to finish. This is what eating and food is really like, because I have to do every single thing in this process. Absolutely, that would be great. But if you must, you can cheat a little bit on buying an animal or meat that is already prepared. Just don't cheat and be like, oh yeah, and then I'll get it all sliced up. I mean, get a whole fish and like debone it yourself. Those are available at the store. Or get a whole chicken and prepare it, and yourself. You can like cut off the pieces of meat that you want and take out the bones and whatever. You can do that. So as much as you can, be a part of the whole process with no shortcuts, no pre-prepared stuff. And certainly with the rest of your stuff, anything outside of meat, sauces, what have you, you've got to go with all from scratch, okay? You can't even use like a can of tomato paste. No, not if we're playing this game for real. And me, I'd be killed on this like coconut milk. I use coconut milk, but it's already been extracted from that coconut and it's like put in the can for me. Like I can't, nope. I can't. I'm going to have to do everything from scratch. So if you want something like coconut puree for some sauce or creamy sauce that you're going to make, like you got to get a coconut and you got to crack it open and you got to fish around, and your meal might be pretty simple because of this rule, because of this game, which is interesting. It's interesting for us to feel what that's like and how it makes us simplify, and it makes us appreciate the pre-preparedness, and it also makes us examine how pre-prepared our stuff is. Is it too much in the direction that we don't like, or are we like really glad for all these things that we're able to get pre-prepared, and it like forces us into this like place of gratitude, like, oh my gosh, thank goodness canning exists, and thank goodness that people get into the food industry and actually prepare things like coconut milk or whatever. So or like beans, same thing. You got to get the dried beans and cook them. I'm just thinking of like all these other examples in my head that I know people are going to be like, but I can't even put soy sauce on it. Or what about oil? That's rough, huh? I mean, oil is kind of pre-prepared. I mean, maybe you just like, I've done this before, like crush up a bunch of sesame seeds in a food processor. And that's becomes like tahini, which is like a very oily, almost like almond butter or peanut butter or, something like that. Maybe use the the oil from the meat that you've cooked and do that. So you're trying to cut out as many processes as possible. I guess I can let you cheat a little bit with the oil, but man, really try to like make it as hard on yourself in that really like feeling like you did it fully kind of way. And don't use anything pre-prepared. Do it all from scratch. See how it goes.